Scott Young, that dirty will pay you to have a baby. I'll give you $1 million to have a baby. Yes, I know that's his brother, but I'll pay you $2 million to have a baby by his brother. And these dumb bitches take it. I want to stay relevant.
I don't hear nobody out there.
Before we get started, I just want to thank all of you who continuously watch me, who continuously support me monetarily, who continuously write in the comments and give me thumbs up. Y'all know this channel moves in waves, okay? Because I've changed the focus of this channel several times. We just went through a lot of stages over here. And for those of you who watched me from the very beginning, even through my bullsnit up to the book club, thank you all so much. I love you all. I appreciate you all. We're not with the numbers that I would prefer, but everybody's not going to like every book. If you don't like the book I'm reading, just make sure you come back and see if the next book may be something that you like. Oh. And just know this, when you be down in the comments complaining about shit, I be blocking y'all. So if it feels like I'm not responding to you or nobody's liking your comment or whatever it is, it's because I be blocking you. How dare you? How dare you tell me that we on a book too long? How dare you? And you all know who you are. Don't do that. If I'm enjoying this book and taking my friggin' time, sit back, relax, and wait for the next book. Those of you who support me monetarily, you all know what the next book is. I know you can't wait to get there, but I am enjoying this faith book. Like I told you, this book better than the coldest winter ever. To me. So with all that being said, let's continue reading Keep the Faith by Faith Evans. Lulu right here, y'all. So if y'all hear some snoring, you know what it is. I started to feel really paranoid. I was only a month away from my due date, and I began to tighten up my circle of friends even more. I didn't travel far without security. Every time the phone rang, I felt anxious. On the Tuesday after Tupac died, I happened to call Mark Pitts, Big's manager, to get some information about a tour date. You heard about Big? Mark asked. He was in an accident. What? What kind of accident? Is he okay? And this is when I really thought that Big was walking with a cane because he was trying to be smooth. I never knew then the reason why he was walking with a cane was because he was in a car accident. I swear to God, I didn't know that, y'all. What kind of accident? Is he okay? It was a car accident, Mark said. He's in the hospital. When? Where? Mark seemed to hesitate just a bit. Last night, he said. He was on his way home. Cease was driving. Is he okay? He will be okay. Tiffany was with him too. She's hurt. Faith don't give a fuck. I fought the urge to go straight to the hospital. I knew there would probably be a ton of people there. And since Tiffany had been there, I just thought it would be best if I stayed put. Good. That's good. That was quite mature of you, pregnant lady. Quite mature. I told Mark to keep me posted on Big's progress and to tell me when I could visit him. The car accident forced Big to slow down at the same time that I had to slow down too. I didn't visit him often because I wasn't trying to run into Tiffany, but I called to check up on him and kept in touch with his peoples. Big and I weren't together anymore, and I was getting more and more signs that he moved on with Tiffany. Hell yeah! Didn't you move on like 13 times? Didn't your pussy move on 3 times? Faye can't move on once. And it don't even matter whether he moved on with Tiffany or not. He's still throwing that damn little Kim. So I know the girl Charlie Baltimore don't feel special. By this time, I realized that I liked Todd, and we were talking on the phone and hanging out occasionally. We'd both been playing it cool until one night, right after I visited Big in the hospital. I was in my bedroom after putting China to sleep, watching television and drifting off to sleep. The telephone rang and I rolled over to check the caller ID. I recognized the Los Angeles number and picked up on the next ring. Hey Faith, this is Todd. I could hear a lot of commotion in the background. Where are you? We just left the club, he shouted, talking over what sounded like a large crowd. It's 4 o'clock in the morning here. I know, said Todd, but I gotta tell you something. I'm listening. I'm really feeling you. I know you got a lot going on right now, but I just needed you to know that timing is everything. You mean to tell me you like me and I'm pregnant with another man, baby? Trickery, sorcery. We talked for a few minutes and then we promised to talk more when I had free time. Christopher is cool, Big said, but we definitely need something else for the middle name, something hot. We tossed around a few middle names and nothing seemed to work. Big wanted something strong, something that represented someone he respected. Jordan, he finally said. Then we can call him CJ. So I guess this is when all of y'all are saying that Stevie J was CJ's godfather. And it's because Biggie respected Steve Jordan and named the baby after Stevie J, Christopher Jordan. I don't know. We'll get into, or I may talk about the Stevie J and Faith situation later on. I don't know. But I will say this. Faith don't mind trying relationships in the same circles. Because like myself, I chase romance. It's not necessarily the dig, the relationship. I chase romance. And sometimes reality plays secondary to my need for romance. For Faith to end up with Stevie J, I kind of get it, you know? And I see how men seek out Faith or sought out Faith because they see her for what she is. She's a woman that can constantly get to the money, that knows how to make ends meet. And when you're dealing with somebody who, you know, is kind of wavering in regards to stability, getting with a Faith is perfect. So I can let Faith support us while I live out my dream of bullshit. Or it could be a situation where the Love and Hip Hop bitch, what's her name, Mona Scott Young, said, we'll pay you both $1 million to pretend like you're married. Or get married and then get divorced. Because you know that Mona Scott Young will pay a bitch to get married or to have a baby. Because that's what I'm saying. I mean, come on. This is sickening. You got all the Love and Hip Hop franchise hunching all over each other. Mona Scott Young, that dirty bitch, will pay you to have a baby. I'll give you $1 million to have a baby. Yes, I know that's his brother, but I'll pay you $2 million to have a baby by his brother. And these dumb bitches take it. I want to stay relevant. When I took my first look at my little boy, I could not believe how much he looked like his father. He even had what looked like a lazy eye, and his face was like a half grimace and a half scowl that was also pure Biggie. The only difference was that he was much lighter. Other than that, he was a dead ringer for his dad. Big held CJ in his lap, and the three of us shared a quiet moment together before all of our friends and family began to file in to get a look at our new child. He looks like a Puerto Rican Biggie, she said, and everyone in the crowded room began to laugh. Now, this is what she said when she went back to her apartment. Where's this at? On West End Avenue. She got a lot of visitors, cards, flowers, gifts, blah, blah, blah. She said at the time she couldn't see it. But now, when she reflects back, she realized that those visitors were just there to see who the baby looked like. Bastards. Big was basically living with Tiffany at his house in Teaneck. And I was pretty sure he was still messing with Kim too. No doubt in my mind, because the side chick never goes anywhere. It's you top bitches that gets rotated. Number 2 stays number 2 because that's their place, number 2. You stupid enough to stay number 2 for all this long time, so you going to stay there. Number 1, they rotate. All right, it ain't work. Like, they can have a wife. They stay married to the wife, but then had like 17 number 1s to come in and out of their life. Number 2 never leaves. You're welcome. I done taught you something. And a lot of times, them number 1s don't tolerate the bullshit. The number 2s, they never go anywhere. The number 2s watch so many 1s come and go that these girls be delusionary. He done got married 3 times and I'm still here. Big was basically living with Tiffany at his house in Teaneck. And I was pretty sure he was still messing with Kim too. I wasn't necessarily happy about the way things were falling into place, but I was beginning to accept it. A few times after dinner was over on Friday night, all the guys would leave and Big would stick around. The first time or 2 this happened, we ended up having sex. Girl, fuck. See, you the one. You the one why baby fathers think they can always hunch on their baby mothers. No. You got to tell them ninjas no. Baby fathers be thinking because they got a baby by you that they can always get the vagina. No. Shit, I'd have been the first one. No, you can't have it. No. But you know, you baby mothers be so pressed to keep the baby father around. Y'all be thinking if I give them the pussy, they stay around. They may not want to see their child, but at least they want to see this pussy. After I had CJ, Todd, and I continued talking on the phone and seeing each other whenever he was in New York. But how much longer you think Faith going to wait to get that eggplant gravy? Not long after the baby was born. She still ain't telling us how good it was or if it was good or nothing. She don't never do that. Todd and I talked about the situation occasionally, but didn't dwell on it. The Big I met, the grimy Timberland wearing dude who was nervous about rocking the silk short sleeve shirt I once bought him, had completely transformed. This was a guy who used to have to cut the backs out of his shoes so they could fit. What people like, oh, she got with Big because he had money. No. Big was dirty Biggie. Every neighborhood got a dirty Charles, dirty Biggie, dirty Earl, dirty Stink. Every neighborhood got one of them. You mean to tell me this nigga cut the backs of his shoes out so he can keep wearing his shoes? The guy I used to buy clothes for all the time, and now he was wearing custom-made suits and a $5,000 watch. This was the man who refused to go more than a few miles from Brooklyn. Now he was traveling the world. I was transforming too. My entire pregnancy had been full of stress, and I felt like no one really had my back in the music industry. From my husband to my record label, I was alone. I had taken the brunt of all the Tupac stuff, and I felt like there was much more going on back then that no one told me to be careful about. One Friday night after our family dinner, I decided I really needed to know once and for all why Big would make a song like Brooklyn's Finest and pile on the rumors about me and Tupac. And this is where Biggie had said to her, I was in my feelings at the time. All the ninjas was getting at me, and it was a mistake. I applaud him for that. That was very grown up for him. And I get the fact that the ninjas is like, you know, we didn't even have social media then, but could you imagine what people were walking up to him and saying? Because Faith said there were situations where people would walk up to her and say, why would you fuck Tupac? Because I told you it's crazy people standing next to you in line at the Publix or the Safeway or the Kroger or the Target. You just don't know. If she's having those situations, imagine what Big as a man would have going on. You got people basically telling you stupid. You married a hoe. I get it. I'm sorry, Faye. That shiz was wrong. Shortly after CJ was born, I flew down to Atlanta. Puff was celebrating his birthday by having a big celebration at a club. I was just starting to recover from giving birth and I needed a break. I went with Cheryl and, of course, took security with me. As soon as I was settled into the room, I got a phone call from Todd.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play? Won't you come out and play? Hey, taking a ride. Hey, hey, on the south side. Ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, hey. We like that good. Say what?